I cannot tell you how many times people call and ask me, how long will it take to resolve my case? I call this the crystal ball or magic ball question because the short answer is it depends. Now, the running joke in the legal field is lawyers always say it depends, but the problem is it really does depend how long the case is going to take to resolve based on a number of factors. So traffic cases take a shorter amount of time generally than misdemeanor cases do. Misdemeanor cases can take a shorter amount of time than felony cases. But in reality, what actually happens is it depends on how the DA is working, how the defense is able to communicate and negotiate with the DA, how backed up the judge's court docket is. In other words, if the judge is having to set cases out farther than other judges, if there's evidence that we don't have in your case. In DUIs, we often see that we don't get blood results for quite some time, even after the case has been through the court process. If there are additional witnesses that the state has to interview, there's any number of factors that can come into extending a case. There are also any number of factors that can come into having a case shortened. So if it's a pretty cut and dry case and you just need someone to walk you through it and make sure that you're not getting the raw end of a deal, those cases can be resolved pretty quickly. For our part at Right Law Group, when we're looking at cases, we're going to do things the right way, hence Right Law Group. So we're going to take that time to make sure every piece of evidence that we need is examined, that you and your lawyer have had time to go over everything and review everything, and to make sure you have a solid strategy in place. If your lawyer is not doing that with you, you need to realize that's a red flag and make sure that you're seeking proper representation. But generally speaking, cases kind of vary as far as how long they will go. Now, in a very broad sense, what I normally tell people is for traffic cases, you can expect for a traffic case to be resolved in 1 to 2 court dates if it's a lower level traffic case. For misdemeanors such as domestic violence charges, misdemeanor level, or DUIs, generally those cases take anywhere from 3 to 8 months depending on the complexity of the case and what needs to happen. For felony cases, you could be looking at anywhere from 4 to 12 months, quite frankly. A lot of this depends on whether or not you have to do any kind of additional evaluations, like an alcohol evaluation or a PSIR, which is a pre-sentence investigation. So these cases can draw out pretty lengthy amounts of time. The biggest thing that I would like to stress to you is as long as you have an excellent criminal defense attorney on your side, even if the case is going, put your faith and trust in them. Make sure that you feel comfortable with them and know that they've got your back. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything good or bad when a case draws out. It just means that your attorney is digging in and doing the absolute best job for you possible. So trust the process, trust your attorney, and know that cases vary in length and time. And our job is to not resolve it as quickly as possible, but to resolve it in the absolute best way to get you the best outcome possible.